Alright you guys, it looks like a good day to install our four 180 watt 9 bus bar BougeRV solar panels. I think the simplest and cheapest way to do this is just to go with some 2x4s. They're about $3.50 right now, so 10 of them is about 35 bucks. Pressure treated would work a little bit better for outdoors. Also want to make sure you use some outdoor screws, but I'm only here temporarily, so we'll use some of the cheap stuff just to make a simple stand. The cheap 2x4s would work just fine, but you'll probably only get a few years out of them. If you want them to last a little bit longer, you can put some exterior paint on and help seal them up. Okay, so these are about 2 feet wide, I think. 8 feet, so we'll need an 8-foot wide stand by about 4 feet deep. Unless I want to make the stand, we can make the stand a little bit smaller if I want to make the stand as big as this is while it's on an angle, since the sun is coming in at a pretty drastic angle here for winter. So we can use like a plumb bob situation here with a string and a weight on the end, and I can measure from the edge of the solar panel to the edge of that string. I'm just going to eyeball the angle. Sun's right over there, so could probably put a multimeter on the back of this and see where the best spot is, but yeah, so it looks good. Let's do it right at 29 inches. These are a little over 2 feet, so 26 and let's just say 26 and a half. I'll just round up to 27 inches to give that give a little room just in case. And that'll be 108 inches total wide by 29 inches deep. Alright, here I am cutting the 2x4s to make the base, which we will build up from. I put in these first few screws without pre-drilling, which I highly suggest you do. You can get away with it sometimes, but it will split the ends pretty easily on these cheaper 2x4s. And it just makes things a whole lot easier having a pre-drilled hole. But I was able to get most of them in, and here at some point I will start pre-drilling with a countersink bit. Don't have to use a countersink bit, but it makes things look a little better. Using some clamps here to help hold up the back posts. Using some 2.5 inch coarse thread drywall screws. Using a rafter square to make sure the back posts are perpendicular with the base. Alright, there's our simple solar stand. Got a backboard, baseboard, some supports. Pretty simple deal. Only used 8 out of those 10 2x4s with a little scrap left over. Probably will need these to extend the edges since these aren't long enough to cover 4 panels. They'll overhang by just a little bit. So I might do something like that if I have to. We'll see here when I get them. Probably about 60 pounds. 50 pounds. Pretty easy to move around. Pretty sturdy. I like it. That turned out good. Okay, these 8-foot long 2x4s aren't quite the length I need to get 4 panels on here. The bottoms can hang off a little bit, that's alright. But this top edge here is going to need some support. Maybe just a little something there. This would work a lot better if I picked up a 2x4 by 10 feet long. The 8-foot longs aren't quite long enough.
But the 10-foot long 2x4s will not fit in the car, so this was my only option.
Bottom's okay. That can overhang a little bit. Okay, I just realized I screwed up the measurement on this backside here. I cut an 8-foot 2x4 in half to use as the back posts, and I somehow grabbed I must have grabbed a different 2x4 off the ground that wasn't quite 4 feet, but it was close and it confused me, and so I grabbed it, and so I just grabbed a scrap 2x4 and stuck that on there to bring them back up to 4 feet. But yeah, basically one 8-foot piece cut in half for the back posts, 8-foot 2x4, 8-foot 2x4, 8-foot 2x4s on the front, 3 of them to make a little lip there. I don't know what length these are, but they're just some supports cut at a 45 on one end, and that's it. Got some coarse thread 2.5 inch wood screws, and there you have it. Simple 2x4 solar panel stand. You can squeeze up to 4 on there. Might want to add a little extension here to hold that edge, but I'm not too worried about it. I'd be more worried about the wind coming up from the backside and blowing them. I mean, that would have to be a pretty strong wind, but I will go find some bungees and bungee around the boards here. It's just a way to hold those on the back. A couple bungees, maybe get you some of the little mini bungees. I have a whole little pack of them. So I'll get some mini bungees, hold those on there. Probably just even use a wadded up sock.
A wadded up pair of socks and some duct tape, or if you got a couple pairs of old gloves, you can wad those up. Tape them on the ends, that'll give you some padding. One cheap idea, something better would be maybe to go get a couple 8-foot 2x2s if you can't fit a 10-foot in your car, and put a longer edge on that top bar.
Hold that there because I don't want that whapping that, but yeah, I like it. That works for me. Didn't have to use Z brackets. Just about, I don't know, 30 bucks in lumber. Look at all that beautiful solar. BougeRV, check them out. Got some links below. Let me know what you guys think. I think that's about as simple as I can make it in my mind. Simple and cheap and lightweight. Nothing's glued together, so I can take this all apart if I need to move it, or if I need to pack it up and put it in a van or something. Well, just in time for the rain. Had a little sun today. We had a little bit of sun today. Alright, you guys, there you have it. Simple, cheap, lightweight solar panel rack. And at a pretty good angle, I'd say. I could always tilt this thing if I need to. Alright, found some scrap 2x2s to give me that 108 inches. Ran out of bungees, but you get the idea. A couple bungees. I might even put some down at the bottom, put some ring hooks, and then pull from here so these have a good so these are good and secured at the bottom. But there it is, solar panel stand. You can tilt it, put some blocks underneath the front if you need to get a different angle on that. Alright, we're ready for solar. Ready for power outages.